Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reed Option, welcoming you to the GFL first ever championship. This is the Throgmorton Bowl, named after Richard Throgmorton. If you don't know who he is, join the Axis Discord and find out. He's one of the key names working on this wonderful game that we like to run our sim league on. We have the Oakland Blazers hailing in from the West. You have them at a number 2 overall offense. We have the number 1 best rushing defense, but unfortunately the worst ranked rushing defense if we count the passing. Toledo Timberwolves hailing in from the Eastern Conference at the very top the whole season. Best rushing offense heading up against this best rushing defense with the 6th overall best offense and the 2nd overall best defense. Pretty evenly spread. 3rd best passing defense, 2nd best rushing defense. This is looking to be a game that goes toe-to-toe. Oakland Blazers having the highest average points for with 27.71, but having a pretty high, I think the 2nd highest average points against at 23.71, while Toledo is running low across the board. They have the 2nd lowest average points for, 17.43, with the lowest average points against, so they don't like to let up a lot of points, 14.86 per game. Looking at yards for and yards against, the Oakland Blazers have over 2,700 yards on the season as the 2nd most, while the Toledo Timberwolves have just over 2,200 at the 2nd least. So we're looking at a pretty defense-heavy team with the Toledo Timberwolves and a pretty offensive-heavy team with the Oakland Blazers, with the all-star MVP candidate will not be elected MVP, and I'm going to tell you why during the game. Mitchell Gray, just all around rounding out with the best quarterback stats in the league. I'm going to read those off before we head into this game. Has a quarterback rating of 115.7, which is absolutely insane. Super high completion percentage, 55.86. 18 yards per completion, 16 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Has been only sacked 8 times and is one of the only 2 quarterbacks who threw for over 2,000 yards this season. He started every game, Frank Romano being the only other one. He has a long of 84. The Toledo Timberwolves, of course, are more so on the offense, a balance. They've had multiple quarterbacks start. They've had multiple running backs start throughout the season, and it's a team effort when it comes to the Toledo Timberwolves, especially on the offensive side. Now, as far as the defense goes, of course, you have big names from Oakland in Josh Quinn and David Melvin, while from the Toledo Timberwolves, you have the likes of Greg Carlton and Joseph Selby, as well as Jacoby Bratton, all doing a great job deflecting those passes. Byron Lee as well, Freddie Allen, a lot of guys in their back 7 really holding this defense together. And we'll see how all these players mash up against each other as we look at the expert picks. Danny and Joe and Dave all saying Oakland has the advantage. James, the lone wolf, picking the Timberwolves 27-26 in a nail-biter. Toledo having a slight disadvantage to our next-gen analytics. 54% say the Oakland Blazers, but it's any given simulation when it comes to Axis football, when it comes to the GFL, and when it comes to our parent league, the NAGA. We have this wonderful custom field going on here. Nice little addition of the Timberwolves logo, since they are the home team. Both teams wearing their home team jerseys. The Blazers will get the ball first with the Timberwolves logo behind them. Corey Truman, an offensive player of the year candidate, making his way up past the 21. And let's see what the Blazers can do on the first play from scrimmage. Mitchell Gray all alone in the backfield. Gray dropping back, looking deep to his left, in and out of the hands of his receiver. And they will have to go for it on 2nd and 10. Benny St. Clair, the intended target. St. Clair, a newly acquired receiver since Jalen Niles was pulled up pretty rapidly to the NAGA, to the Oklahoma City Tornadoes. not given an opportunity to play in his championship game. Only one in this championship that was actually pulled up before he could play. So, of course, he was a candidate for OPOY and MVP, but unfortunately, he will not be able to be elected that since he's being pulled up. Similarly, Mitchell Gray has been claimed early by the Oklahoma City Tornadoes after the transaction deadline was complete, meaning that he will be signed to them, but that also means since he's already been designated, he will not be able to receive his dev trait and attribute upgrades by getting MVP or Offensive Player of the Year. Unfortunate for Mitchell Gray, but let's see if he can cap off his GFL career with a championship W here. 1st and 10, incomplete. Low throwing down the middle. A little low. 2nd and 10, single back formation. Omari Branch in the backfield. Looks like we got a receiver in motion as Marcus Milner, wide receiver 1 for these Timberwolves. Low with the play action. Throwing out to his left, Ryan Tapp, the tight end. Getting a nice short gain of 3, inching them a little closer to the 1st down. Obviously not quite getting them there. Low, dropping back to pass. Looking deep to his right. Flag on the play. Will it be a pass interference? No, it was a shoving pass interference on the offense. I thought it was going to be DPI. Looks like it was OPI. Milner playing a little dirty there, as Will Mooney will come out to punt it away. And this one will be fielded. David Melvin taking it up to the 25. Really fought his way up there. Isaiah Bird in motion out to the right. Effectively a 5 wide receiver set. Throwing across the middle to Robbie Lyles. Gain of 9 on the 1st down. Lyles subbing in for himself as Pisciota subs in for Freddie Allen. 2nd and 1, handoff up the middle, read like a book. Isaiah Bird stopped behind the line. Loss of 4. Tackle made by DeMarcus Williamson. And we have 3rd down already for the Blazers. Looking out to his right is Gray Jorgensen. Will they give him the 1st down? They will not. Short by just a few inches. Good catch there, though, by Alex Jorgensen. But whoever it was on the defense that came up with the stop, the real hero there. Selby breaking a tackle first. Big boy football, as Mike Steele says. St. Clair on the tackle. Low play action. Heaving it to the right. Along the sideline is Booth. 27-yard gain. Fantastic catch for a huge gain, flipping sides of the field by Kendall Booth. Timberwolves working towards their logo, but Lowe will have to throw it away. He was under pressure there. Lowe dropping back once again, under pressure, floats it towards the end zone, and Marcus Milner just can't catch today. The pressure getting to his head. It looks like the defender wasn't even aware that the ball was heading his way. It was an easy grab. Low this time down the middle to the reliable Ryan Tapp. Russell Lambert coming up with the tackle, but the chain gang has already moved. Low dropping back under pressure down the middle to Omari Branch, the running back, doing a little hitch route, while Christian Gilpin, the linebacker, comes up with the stop. 2nd and inches. And I would expect in pistol formation that Branch is going to be the guy to go after, and he is. Branch out to the right, stretching forward, not getting the touchdown. Jaheim Knowles on the stop. But I imagine the touchdown is inevitable, but it might go to Jason Broussard. Broussard out to the left, trying to push through. All for naught. Christian Gilpin coming up to stop, and Jonathan Carmichael potentially getting some glory today. Carmichael on the pitch, touchdown. Toledo starting off, both teams already had a possession, but first to put points on the board in the first ever Throgmorton Bowl. Not sure how many times you fans have seen the GFL logo. It is in all of our thumbnails But there it is, plastered on the middle of the field for the first time today. Corey Truman making his way up to the Throgmorton Bowl logo. That one thrown together. This whole field actually thrown together by our designated field and uniform creator, Dino, in the NAGA. I know that the next cycle of video games is coming up for sports games, so Axis is not getting a new game this year. So it looks like all the assets can be reused. Let me take a little sidebar from that. Benny Sinclair, 44-yard grab on a busted coverage in his debut in the championship for the Blazers. Absolutely huge catch that I didn't hype up enough. Gray under pressure, sacked. Loss of 10. And there he is, Gustavo Deanda, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Not sure how many votes he's gotten so far, but if you want to vote for the champion of those three awards, the MVP, the OPOY, and the DPOY, it's a little too late, as after this game, they will be announced. It is going to be Friday, 9 p.m., I think I have here on my notes, so 9 p.m. Eastern. There will be a message in the NAGA Discord to see who the recipients of those awards are. Flynn on 4th and 2, forced to take a field goal, 39-yarder, straight down the middle. Kevin Flynn. All these guys are eligible to be signed right after this game. Flynn is actually an MVP candidate, believe it or not. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had some guys, really wanting a kicker to get a start of. But just shows how important he is to this team. Heck, I mean, if he wins this thing with field goals, I'd say we give him at least the Throgmorton Bowl MVP. Flag on the play, but Lowe is sacked for a loss of 10. Russell Lambert holding early. Automatic first down. Jalen Haggard's sack will not count. No stats registered for him today, unfortunately, and definitely not, especially given the penalty. Lowe, another flag on the play. And Lowe is tackled by probably Darnell Reeves. Not sure. Well, Reeves had the holding penalty. Another automatic first down. Lowe getting bailed out twice, but it's the end of the first. 7-3, Toledo in the lead. When it came to the regular season, both of these teams seem to be pretty dominant most of the time. Toledo, especially at first, I mean, they had a 5-game win streak, and then they finished out the season with 2 losses. Oakland was a little bit of ups and downs, but you could tell that by how many points their offense put up, they just need their defense to shape up just a little. Finishing out the year 4-3, beating out the Waves for the playoff spot. And based on how well they're keeping in this game with Toledo, it is no surprise why they are deserving of being here today. Melvin with the return up to the 35. And the last time these two teams played each other, the Blazers went into Toledo, similar to today, at 9 p.m. It was 14-21 Toledo early in the season. Obviously, both of these teams have grown a lot since then. Robbie Lyles has been a huge factor in that. And it would not surprise me if it's one of those situations where teams trade off their matchups by, okay, we win this one in the regular season, but then you guys beat us in the playoffs, and you always want to be the guys that lose first, Sacked. Mitchell Gray, Gustavo Deanda. I mean, is it any surprise anymore that Deanda is just all over the quarterback, as he has always been? I imagine he'll have a sack record that will be unbroken for a while. Jorgensen, OPI. They will decline it since he is short, and they're not going to let Flynn kick it in. Instead, they're going to have Westfall try to pin him, and I think that'll be just outside the 20, and it is 22-yard line. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. 7 minutes left in the second. Low, dropping back, no pressure. Down the middle is Sherman O'Brien. Looks like he backtracked a little bit. Gain of 9. As Kenny Lee subs in. I formation. Branch. Gain of 4 and a first down. Nice little goal line I-form play. Not a lot of branch action, and it looks like they're trying to change that. They've been using all 3 running backs pretty well. Branch, Broussard, and Carmichael. And mixing up on the receiving end like they're about to right now. Low. Plenty of time. Throws it deep. Incomplete. Overthrew his receiver. Intended for number 19. That was Tyrell Jackson. Low on a Hail Mary on 3rd and 7 out of the blue. Shotgun all go. Potato, tomato, Will Mooney. Ending up punting it regardless of what that play was. Melvin once again really fighting for those yards on the punt returns. And he will give the Blazers the starting position of the 31-yard line. Pitch out of pistol to Isaiah Bird. And based off of the rushing performance on both sides, I mean, you know, we don't have a lot of slouches here on these teams, as they say in the Axis commentary booth. Isaiah Bird and James Gale, Omari Branch and Jason Broussard, none of these guys are pushovers. And I think that's just a testament to how, you know, elite these rushing defenses are. I'd say put these guys up against the Vancouver Mountaineers and, you know, best out of 5, one of these two teams comes out on top. Second and 10. Play action. Gray. Good set of blockers on his right. The O-line really stepped up there. Really held their own. Gray was in like an inch of his life. Gray once again passing it, this time to Alex Jorgensen for the first. The drive stays alive. 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Bird kind of stutter stepping his way to a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6, 3 minutes to go. Can Oakland take the lead before the half? Bird losing 2 on the play. That was Freddie Allen on the stop. Really speedy outside linebacker. Great wide open Alex Jorgensen. Jorgensen really stepping up today. It's been Jorgensen and Lyles. A little bit of St. Clair and a little bit of Truman. But it's really been those two. And naturally, the offensive line with Jose Benitez as the captain. Really making sure they protect Mitchell Gray. Gray throwing a little screen pass. Good thing that one was deflected, honestly. Because had the receiver caught that, that would have been a loss of a few. Gray looking to his left. Benny St. Clair getting his legs swept out from beneath him, but not before he made the catch. Brought down by Raul de la Cruz. Before St. Clair could get the touchdown, Gray dropping back, looking to his right. Triple coverage, interception! His first interception of the entire season coming to him in the playoffs. Couldn't have been at a worse time. Oh my goodness. That was Keon Littleton, the middle linebacker, coming up with the interception as Oakland was looking to take the lead. And it may end up going 6 the other way. Let's see what happens here. Connor Lowe. About 50%, 94 yards. Throwing it deep to his right. Kendall Booth gaining 30. And on the past 2 plays, 50 combined yards have been gained for this Toledo offense. And they're already in scoring position. Lowe looking to his left. Double coverage, incomplete. Less than a minute to go with the clock stopped. Oh my goodness. Lowe dropping back, looking to his right. O'Brien pushing his way forward, and a horde of yellow. Shotgun formation, 1st and goal. They'll let the clock keep ticking. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Connor Lowe dropping back, looking to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Jason Broussard! And it looks like 2 separate running backs have gotten touchdowns today in different ways. This one courtesy of Connor Lowe, and the Toledo Timberwolves have a double-digit lead in the championship game. The Throgmorton Bowl is looking to be a little one-sided. Oakland cannot seem to get it together. Perhaps it's because Jalen Niles got pulled up. But guess we'll never know how that game would have turned out with Niles. Gray, a little bit of miscommunication with his receiver on the bright side. No time wasted off the clock. Gray almost 200 yards. About 60% on the completion. St. Clair with a little hospital pass. Hospital passes, if you guys who are listening don't know, are when the receiver's being led towards effectively his doom. He's about to get clocked as soon as he catches it, making for some potential injuries. Luckily, St. Clair was not injured on the play. Gray to his left, Jorgensen. And super reliable today. 6 seconds left. Oakland is forced to call a timeout. And they're going to try for a 55-yarder with Kevin Flynn. This will be the longest in GFL history. And there it is. 54-yarder is good. Kevin Flynn is him. 1 second to go in the half. This is technically a 1-score lead. Sports fans, this is a touchdown, 2-point conversion. It is tied. And I will waste no time and get into the second half. Both teams have scored in both quarters. Obviously, each time Toledo has scored has been 7 and with a running back. And each time Oakland has scored has been 3 with, MVP Kevin Flynn. I'll call him that even if he doesn't get it. If you're watching this, I said earlier you couldn't vote, but technically you can. If you're in the NAGA server, vote, and they'll be tallied by 9 p.m. It's never too late to cast your vote. I expect to see a spam vote for Kevin Flynn for MVP. I wouldn't be surprised. Especially if Oakland wins this thing. Flynn's keeping them in this. Jaheim Knowles on the stop. To be fair, Deanda being MVP would not be unexpected. That's who I have for each team, depending on who wins this, as the Throgmorton Bowl MVP. Flynn would be for the Blazers at this current moment, and Deanda would be for the Timberwolves. I don't think there's a specified award for winning the championship and getting the MVP. I might have to talk with Pasta about that. The good old NAGA commish. Low dropping back. Looking down the middle. Omari Branch. Catching it just outside of the reach of the defender. Darnell Reeves coming up with the tackle. At midfield, stepping on the blue paint. Low. To his right, wide open. Kenny Lee. A little bit of substitution. Daniel Malone in for Joshua Quinn. As the Timberwolves are just going first down after first down. Low with another first down to Kenny Lee. And the Blazers defense needs to step up if they want to stay in this thing. Quinn back in for Malone. Hand off to Branch to the right. Is it going to be another first? It will not. Hey, that's one step towards where you need to be. Melvin coming up with the stop. Matthew Dillon being subbed in. Would not be surprised if they feed it to Branch once again. And they do, and it is just, read like a book, as I like to say. Jalen Haggard with the TFL. Undoubtedly field goal formation here if they don't come up with the first. Brian with a little toe tapper on the sideline gets him a little closer. Let's see what Joel Lindbergh has to say. Field goal is up. It is no good. 31 yards. I mean, stark contrast to Kevin Flynn. Missing a 31-yarder. Defense is angry, and Littleton, the linebacker who came up with the interception earlier, stopping Bird for a loss of 4 on first down. Gray with his back foot in the end zone, throwing just past his receiver. Potentially his tight end there. 5 wide receiver set on 3rd and forever. Under pressure, Gray to his right, St. Clair, busted coverage down the sideline, past the 30, 60-yard gain. And Jalen Booth coming up with the stop. He is gassed. Laquan Calhoun gets subbed in. Isaiah Bird handoff out of shotgun, and he'll be stopped for another loss, this time by none other than Gustavo Deanda. Got to look at the defensive stats that Gustavo Deanda had in the regular season. I am just glazing this man right now. Deanda. Over half of Deanda's tackles were tackles for loss. 16% of his tackles were sacks. So anytime this man is in a play, it's a big one. Flynn with another field goal, this time from 50. 2 50-plus yarders from Kevin Flynn. And just inch by inch, little by little, the Blazers are staying in this game against the Timberwolves. Milner getting tackled at the knees. Looked like that one Tom Brady injury against the Chiefs. Thrown straight to the defender. And Lowe is lucky that that one wasn't picked off. Lowe 15 for 24, 211 and a touchdown, as you can see at the bottom right of your screen. Dropping back to pass. Lowe looking deep. Incomplete pass intended for number 10. No, number 18, Booth. Hold on, let me see. Do they have a number 10? They don't. It was for number 18, Kendall Booth, and it was incomplete. Speaking of incomplete, the Toledo Timberwolves are forced to punt it, which is crucial for the Blazers to capitalize on. Melvin, this time falling backwards in his punt return, only made it up to the 36. Let's see what Mitchell Gray and company can do with what they were given. Kenworthy in motion to the left, and that'll be the block for Isaiah Bird. Bird gains 7 before being stopped in his tracks by Jacoby Bratton, outside linebacker, his first stop of the day. Bird, not very good yards per rush, 1.5 yards per rush, but Jorgensen, talk about his yards per catch. Gain of 12 and a first down, moving the chains. Gray, almost 277 yards today. No touchdowns to show for it. Can he get one on this drive? Screen pass to Butler for no gain. Might have been his first catch of the day. Gray dropping back on second, looking deep to his left. Truman inside the 5, gain of 43. And this could be the first touchdown for the Blazers. Knock on wood. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jinx them. Knock on wood, guys. Gray under pressure, sacked. Loss of 8. Oh, that was not Deanda. I expected to say Gustavo Deanda, but that was Quandarius Lawton, his defensive end right next to him. 1 tackle, 1 sack. Another sack. This time there he is, the Grim Reaper, Gustavo Deanda. All of his tackle was a tackle for loss or a sack. Gray, 3rd and goal to the end zone, incomplete. And do my eyes deceive me, or is that Kevin Flynn for his 4th? Kevin Flynn, fourth field goal of the game is good. 14-12. Toledo still in the lead, but I mean, if Oakland gets the ball back and they give it to Kevin Flynn for the game winner, I mean, what a way to end the season. What a way to have a championship happen. I'm not rooting for any of these two teams. I think both teams are very deserving of hoisting up the championship trophy. Houghton, Justin Houghton's first action of today. The fullback. Don't see a lot of fullback action in the GFL. I'm sure all the NAGA scouts are looking at this game, and if anybody needs a fullback, no doubt they're impressed by Justin Houghton. Kenny Lee getting the first down. Keeping the drive going for the Timberwolves. Broussard, gain of 7 on the rush. And they'll keep Broussard in the game. False start, setting them back a little bit. Broussard's still in the game. Not a lot of yards per rush on either side today. Hand off to Broussard, and he will break a tackle. And he will keep going towards the edge. Gain of 16. Great gain by Jason Broussard. Hike. Great batted pass. I believe that was Russell Lambert, number 2. Go. Hand off to Amari Branch, who has a little help from his fullback. Unfortunately, couldn't gain the first there. Who did he have help from? Yeah, it looked like it was Justin Houghton. Yeah. Hand off to Amari Branch out of shotgun. First down. And now Toledo is in field goal range. Relatively. I mean, Lindbergh just missed a 31-yarder earlier. So we'll see how much they trust him. Perhaps they'll just keep bombing it to the end zone. Hand off to Broussard. Loss of 1. Tackled just behind the line of scrimmage by Jalen Haggard. A common face. I know for a fact he's gotten at least one DPOY vote. Rightfully so. Low, under pressure, sacked as he tried to scramble out to his left and make an opportunity, or, take advantage of the opportunity. Russell Lambert on the stop. 3rd and 17. I'm no longer confident it is field goal range. They go for the first down, and they do not complete the catch. Will they send out Lambert for the 53-yarder? They will not. He is simply not built like Kevin Flynn. And this punter, Will Mooney, squandering his opportunity to cough and corner these guys. Gray under pressure, can't get the throw off. Deanda, what is that? Yeah, his 4th sack of the day. That center and left guard are not doing a good job. Incomplete pass. Little stutter, zigzag route by the wide receiver. Incomplete, try to get too fancy. And the comeback route will suffer the same fate. Taylor Westfall needing to give it all of his might, punting from the 12. Well, he was standing at the 2-yard line. Joseph Selby already in enemy territory. 3 minutes to go. I mean, technically, the Timberwolves could kneel this out. Go! Dropping back is Low. Looking deep to the right. Incomplete, swatted down, intended for Ryan Tapp. Once again, Low, this time handing it off to Broussard. Loss of 5. Ooh, first stop. I was going to say, I said, ooh, it's a new name, Antoine Felder. Felder not coming up with any stops until just now. Go. Low dropping back, looking to his right, incomplete. No clock wasted. 4th and 15. And they will already be punting it 3 and out. Will Mooney be able to coffin corner him? Better than a touchback. That's at the 11, 12-yard line. 12-yard line. I could see that from the booth up here. Gray, plenty of time. Incomplete. Intended for Robbie Lyles. Gray just over 50%, but 320 yards and an interception. Gray, deep to his left. Great defense there by the defensive back. I believe Greg Carlton was on the defense. Gray on third, almost at the 2-minute warning yet again. Fantastic one-on-one defense, and they will go for it. Guess they have to. This is the whole game. And it's caught. Benny St. Clair converts. Jalen Booth on the tackle, and this is still going. Will the dream happen? Will Kevin Flynn win the game for the Oakland Blazers? Gray launching it way over Peyton Kenworthy's head. Exactly 50% now. Mitchell Gray under pressure. Down the middle. Deflected. 3rd and 10. You'd hate to see the game end so unceremoniously. But if they don't start catching these balls, nothing's happening. Incomplete. And 4th down. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. This lockdown defensive back core for the Toledo Timberwolves. Just not letting Gray have any room to breathe. Truman, one-on-one catch. Littleton on the defense. The man with the interception earlier. Gray on 1st down. A minute to go. Caught by St. Clair. Not quite in field goal range. I mean, 55 yards, that's where that's from. So, a minute left. Isaiah Bird, don't fumble this. Gain of 5. Just inching a little closer for Kevin Flynn. Look how much faith they put in their kicker. They're like, we're just going to hand it off. Another timeout? That's cute. We're going to hand it off. Bird, 1st down. Toledo wastes their final timeout. From the 21 is basically a chip shot now. Bird weaving to the outside. Gain of 16. They're at the 5 now. They could end this with a touchdown. James Gale comes in for Isaiah Bird. 22 seconds on the clock. The handoff. Touchdown, James Gale! And there's Kevin Flynn to end the drive here. 13 out of the 19 points, courtesy of Kevin Flynn. But let's not overlook James Gale and Isaiah Bird coming in clutch when it truly mattered. But the fat lady hasn't sang yet. Milner on this kickoff return. 14 seconds to go. No timeouts. Just Connor Lowe and a dream. Lowe dropping back, looking to his left. Milner gets it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, game. The Oakland Blazers are your Season 1 Throgmorton Bowl champions. And although it gives Benny St. Clair, who did fantastic, and Christian Gilpin, who did fantastic, all the credit, the MVP of the Throgmorton Bowl is Kevin Flynn. Great stats all around. Mitchell Gray, no touchdowns, but plenty of yards. Player by player, 50%. Great job. James Gale with his 1 run for a touchdown. What a stat line there. Most yards to St. Clair, no touchdowns. St. Clair did a fantastic job. 1 sack by Lambert. Couple TFLs all around. Most defended passes by Lambert and Darnell Reeves. A lot of stats recorded. Returns by Melvin and Truman. And there he is, your Throgmorton Bowl MVP, standing at 6'1", 216 pounds, only 22 years of age, Kevin Flynn. Toledo, with Connor Lowe helming the offense. Broussard didn't do as well as Branch, but they all three carried their weight. Carmichael, similar to James Gale, 1 rush, 1 touchdown. Overall, great spread there. Broussard getting the receiving touchdown. 2 drops by Milner. Unfortunate for them. Deanda would have been the MVP, but, he's player of the game for the Timberwolves. Heck, Littleton, he did a great job. Carlton did a great job. I'm telling you, that's how this team operates. It's a group effort, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them win it all next season, as we have a potential expansion in the works for next season. Stay tuned for that. A little bit of realignment, a little bit of rule change. I'm very excited for the next season of the GFL. I hope you guys are too. A little bit of improvement on all fronts. And I'd say that the NAGA does that too. They improve every single season. And what a way to end this season for the GFL. As always, my name is Reed Option, and I will see you next season. Take care.